In downtown Boston, right next to a brutalist city hall, and around the corner from the famous Cop Slide, yes, that famous Cop Slide on 10 Marshall Street, is an 18th century home that was actually built in 1767 and owned by the American founding father John Hancock. And guess what? We got to take a little tour of it. Hey everybody, welcome to another amazing home. As you can see, we are in downtown Boston at 10 Marshall Street. This is a very historic, really cool property. I had to come up here and see it, and I'm with
Dave Killen, the commercial real estate broker for LandVest.
And what am I standing in front of?
We're standing in front of the Ebenezer Hancock house at 10 Marshall Street in Boston. It's a Boston landmark. We're literally standing right on the Freedom Trail here. This was owned and built by John Hancock.
The John Hancock.
That's right, founding father, signatory on the Declaration of Independence. Yes, he owned and built this around 1767, 1768. Wonderful, there's a lot of original detail, not just on the exterior, but in the inside as well, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Maybe we can find a signature hidden around there.
We've been looking.
If we find one, it's maybe worth more than the whole building
possibly.
itself.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look inside.
All right,
let's
sounds
go.
good. Okay, some details worth seeing here is this is Flemish bond brickwork, where they alternate laying the brick long ways and then end ways. It's a style construction method that goes back to the Middle Ages. It was both decorative and gave greater strength. You can see the 12/12 cottage sash, which is a real colonial look that changes to an 8 light up on the 3rd floor, which gives this lovely kind of compression of scale as you move up higher into the building. The arched brickwork over the windows for strength. And then one of my favorite details on the outside of this building are the brick bands. You can see them 1st and 2nd floor brick band. They actually wrap around the whole building. It's a kind of a formal detail. It's similar in wood frame construction in coastal towns. You see clapboard on the front face as kind of a formal street-facing statement with shingle on the back 3 sides. Mm-hmm. So when the brick band wraps around the whole building, it's kind of the equivalent of clapboard all the way around it. Like it was a way to signal wealth and status, downtown
Good
money.
to know. You know a lot about your buildings.
I've done a fair amount of hands-on work over the years.
I wouldn't have known that all of that was given what it's giving.
It's a great property. Happy to have the chance to share the story here.
I would think that they would do the brick like this just because they had nothing else to do.
Right.
They just wanted to make it, let's make the brick a little bit more.
Over time, they, always trying to build things stronger and better.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you
Even
can
in the
tell
Middle
that it
Ages.
was built well because it's standing. It looks great.
Yes.
In good condition. And this is called a 12/12.
Cottage sash, 12 light sash.
All right, I'm learning here. I'm learning a lot here. And this gives strength.
The arch is both elegant and offers strength.
Good to know.
Using the fewest possible
materials. I thought
materials.
they just wanted some design, extra design. And I like a little transom, a little good natural light.
It is cute, yes.
Shall we go inside?
Please.
Let's go.
Welcome.
So tell me a little bit more about it. Like, how many square feet is
5,748 gross leasable. That does not include the basement.
Ebenezer was living pretty well here.
John Hancock owned it. Towards let me get my facts straight here. So 1767, Hancock acquired the site and built this property. 1768 was the Liberty Affair, where his ship was seized in Boston Harbor. part of he was accused by the British of not paying taxes on a cargo of Madeira wine under the Townshend Acts, and that was kind of, Boston's a port city, that resonated with a lot of the citizens here. That was one of the things that led to the no taxation without representation cry.
It's all coming back to me.
And then, that was pre-Revolutionary War era. By 1776, Hancock had famously signed the Declaration of Independence, and we were, at war for our liberty, during which time Ebenezer Hancock, John's younger brother, was appointed deputy paymaster of the Continental Army.
Okay.
And this building, 10 Marshall Street, is reportedly where a loan of 2 million silver crowns that had been negotiated by Ben Franklin and loaned to us by the French to pay our armed forces was stored prior to dispersal.
I saw Louis XVI.
Right, yeah. It was a well-timed loan that, kept the army going.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And do you know if this was transferred before the Declaration was signed in 76?
Transferred.
To Ebenezer.
No,
it was the same year the deed was transferred.
John Hancock was never transferred ownership to his brother.
He didn't?
No.
Interesting.
Then
Can't
sold
trust
it
the
after
internet.
the war. Right, yeah.
I was going to say, he was doing all this Declaration of Independence work and also transferring deeds. You'd think the Declaration of Independence would take up most of his time. But he was, you can get things done.
You can. I think, the founding fathers were pretty worldly men. And, a lot going on across the board.
They didn't waste time scrolling on their phones.
No.
Cool. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep walking around.
Okay.
Was it this air conditioned in 1776?
No, definitely
because
not.
It's very cool in here.
Yeah, there were some carriage doors out back that might have,
give a
let
little
the
flow.
cool breeze in.
And do you know if this was like a large lot? Like, how big was the property originally?
So my understanding is that when Hancock inherited the main parcel, he also, and don't quote me on this, but I think he acquired the adjacent parcels. So, as real estate professionals, it's always interesting to see that, that people were doing assemblages, for hundreds
as
of years.
Old as time.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to grab up what's near you.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Tell me some more.
Okay, we're in one of the first floor front rooms here of 10 Marshall Street. Couple of details that are worth pointing out. We're standing below some of the original beam work, and one of my favorite details here is that double shoulder bead on the bottom of the beam. That's the bead that's been worn down over time, that has a channel on both faces. It's an elegant detail. It's something that that you see manifested in colonial finish work in a way that I've always appreciated. It's elegant, simple.
They picked the right guy to list this.
Thank you. And then another architectural detail that's worth understanding a little better are the beveled windows. So these are relatively large window openings. The interior is wider than the exterior, and this goes back to a time before electricity, when people that could design their windows this way to let in as much light as possible and give that light the widest angle into the room.
Oh, I see. This is like letting it.
Yes, as opposed to being square.
They don't even do that anymore.
Interesting you should say that. We've done a version of this detail over the years where you take the stop for the window is the one piece of wood you use with a bullnose on it, and run the plaster to it. So it's a nice evolution of a traditional detail into something that's streamlined and a little modern looking, but its roots are in this.
Interesting. And is this an original Keurig from John, or this is
that's an aftermarket addition to the property. Sorry, that's in there.
No, I gotta make jokes around.
Yeah, no, good. Keep it light.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. I guess we also have lights now, so it's
Right.
not as concerning, but just
Just as a student of real estate and architecture, it's nice to see where things come from and how they evolve over
yeah,
time.
I wouldn't even think like to make it like that. And these are pretty large windows too.
They are,
for back in the day. This is a 16 though. This side one.
1, 2, 3. An 8/8, or is that? That's a
8.
right. So that's a
Called
16 pane. Yeah.
16 pane.
Yeah, fixed.
Nice. Cool. I'm trying to think about what you said. How do they do this?
So it's just a detail, like a finish work detail. The bead on the bottom of the beam. You see it on door casing sometimes, right? That single bead with one channel. The double shoulder bead has a channel on each face, and it's just a real elegant look for finishing off post and beam work like that.
And this is a single post.
This is just the beam,
This is a single beam. I'm
Correct.
saying like one large piece of wood.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Before they were, sandwich and LVLs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. It's probably stronger, the new one, but it's not as pretty.
This has stood for 250 years.
True.
Yeah.
But you can't. I hear like the trees are different now than they used to be. And the floors are original?
The floors on the first floor were rebuilt. This is T&G oak. These were done when this family acquired the property in the mid 70s. They did a bunch of structural work. The second and third floor flooring is original, and as we get up there, you'll also see that there's a couple of rooms of raised panel work and joinery that the Landmark Commission report specifically notes is original to when Hancock built the place.
This is so cool. Now we are in the dining room.
What would have been the kitchen?
The kitchen.
Right, with the original hearth and a beehive oven off to the side. This would have been, the heart of the building, providing heat where the cooking happened. You see some of the original beamwork above us.
Very nice.
Yes.
Oh, this wouldn't get smoky? Or probably.
I think plenty of draw from the chimney would solve that problem.
I've seen some
well-constructed draw. Yeah.
Some chimneys like this. Oh, you mean like it'll suck it up, like the way it's designed?
Correct. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So they weren't inhaling a lot of carbon monoxide while they were.
I can't speak to that with any level of confidence.
Cool. So this is the kitchen. Interesting. Anything else going on here? I like this. The wall is nice.
Right. I think I mentioned the beehive oven.
What's a beehive oven?
Would have been for baking, right? So they had their main fire going here.
And you make it hot down there?
Possibly. Yeah.
I see a little thing. Interesting. Mostly just soups.
Stews. I think. Yeah.
What are we baking in here, and why is it a pizza? No stove technology at the time.
No stove technology, but when John Hancock owned this building, this would have been the Boston waterfront. It was before, steadily over the years it was filled in from here.
Oh, so this is...
Right, so this would have been, the docks and, running from here down towards Faneuil Hall. This was all the, original waterfront.
Oh, so it was waterfront also.
Yes.
Interesting. They should have kept the water rights.
Not a lot of control over that over the years. They built a lot of new real estate down there.
There's like people say like we live better than like the richest people did,
right?
Like 100 years ago,
right?
And seeing some of this stuff, I think like a normal person today lives better than one of the founding fathers had in terms of comfort.
Yes, it sure seems that way. So we're in the second floor office space. There are 2 rooms here that are specifically mentioned in the Landmark Commission report. Notable for the raised panel work and joinery. It's considered one of the best original surviving examples of a later Georgian interior in downtown Boston. Yes, and when we think about a Boston or landmark property, that designation carries a high level of historic preservation review. So for 10 Marshall Street, that preservation, those guidelines don't only apply to the exterior, but to some of the notable interior work also. We're also standing on, original flooring. It's that wide plank Eastern white pine.
It's like 8-inch, 10-inch.
Anyway, yeah, and then some. The trees were bigger and they were easier to find. This stuff comes back lovely too when you finish it up. It glows. Yeah. I think the raised panel work, the insert bench seating here. There's some lovely details. I think that sense of formality is the raised panel work really shows that.
Yeah, it's you can see that in the way they put the detail into this.
Yeah.
These would have been like little oil lamps
or candles.
Candles,
right? Yeah.
Was it pre-oil? No. Oil's been around.
Well, they were using whale oil till the 1830s, I think.
So
yeah.
Whale oil.
No, I don't mean here. I was just doing it in my head. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about whale oil.
Right. 1767 might have been, candles. I'm not sure the whaling industry had taken off for another decade or so.
You say this is an office, but this is probably a bedroom?
Originally could have been.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how many bedrooms?
So there's 15 rooms in the building. 12 that are used as private offices, but any number of them, especially the second and third floor could have been considered potential bedrooms.
Oh, there's a third floor also.
There is. We're going to head up there in a minute. Again, this is mentioned in the Landmark Commission report as being, the original raised panel work and joinery to the 18th century when this place was built.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So I think I think the real joy will be, for the next steward of this site to, gently kind of find out what's behind here. And
I was
what that
just
looks like.
thinking,
Yeah.
You need to get one of those X-ray machines that can look layer by layer.
Right.
And
a lot of history there.
Yeah, see what's behind here.
Yeah.
Gently. Maybe we could find the signature somewhere.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
But he probably didn't know what he didn't know what he had when he was signing it. But I was just thinking that people don't have nice signatures anymore because you're doing DocuSigns. You're just doing scribbles on the cash register. There's no pretty...
People don't take I think few people took as much pride in their signature as John Hancock did.
Sure, yeah.
We could all learn a little something from it.
Yeah, we should. I'm going to go back and work on my scribble. Point of view. I'm John Hancock and I'm sitting in this window and I'm thinking about how I have the best signature in the world.
All right, so we're on the third floor, 10 Marshall Street. Cathedral ceiling, great shot of the post and beam and rafter work here. What I love seeing about exposed beam work like this is the history. You can see some of the hand working marks and, where they've moved joists around. A lot of history visually.
These knobs are to secure it?
The pegs, yes, would be mortise and tenon with pegs holding it together.
And then these were for candles up here?
Yes, I'm not sure if those are original, but that,
They look original.
Yeah, it's what they are now, yes. And, you know, as we mentioned from the outside, there's the 8-light sash up on the 3rd floor that offered that you know, sense of scale from the exterior. A couple other details that are worth pointing out. Again, we've got this lovely, you know, wide plank flooring. You know, one
this
of...
this is like a 12-inch?
Yeah, they're big, 12,
huge.
14-inch.
Wow.
Yeah, and they
this one's like,
refinish
like
well.
a 16-inch?
Yeah.
Wow. It's like a piece of plywood.
And another detail that I've always appreciated is, you know, as you move up into the 2nd and 3rd floors of some of these older buildings, often you get more humble details as you move upstairs, right? The expense and the formality was for the 1st floor.
Not as grand as the other.
Right, so there's no frame around the hearth here. And that's something that, you know, we've seen over the years as you start moving, you know, up higher into the building.
This is so funny because I just looking at this like $40 million house in Delray Beach in Florida.
Right.
The house has like every possible detail. Mm-hmm. And then the guest house was gray, millennial gray.
Right.
Like, give them a nice, you know, they could have gone with some stone, with some hardwood.
Right.
But it was like vinyl flooring on a $40 million house.
It's a guest house. I guess you don't want anybody staying too long.
You don't want them staying too long, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm really liking the spiderweb design of the beams up here. Super cool construction.
Whenever we tour a home, I usually film an outro, and that's what I'd usually put right here, but I must have been so excited to tour this place with Dave that I totally forgot. So for that, I am sorry, but I hope you'll enjoyed the tour and a little American history we learned along the way. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the video. And would I live here though? Yeah, probably.